Call Halayim Layahaw Bashim Yahushai Bahashim Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders. Peace, blessing, mercy, and salutation to all the brotherhood out there teaching the truth and sincerity in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So, spiritual warfare. So, I looked up spiritual attack, and this came up. Spiritual warfare is the Christian concept of fighting against the work of preternatural evil forces. So let's look up that word. Beyond what is normal or natural. Damn it. So it is based on the biblical belief in evil spirits. So you better believe in evil spirits, because if you don't, then who's attacking you physically? It's like it's a manifestation, right? Something has got to want to do it to you, or demons that are said to intervene in human affairs in various ways, and we get attacked by demons all the time. I remember this one lady in camp. She came up. It was years ago, and I said something to her, and her eyes started shaking inside her head. It was fucking amazing. So she was fucking losing it, and that's called a spiritual attack. You know, I was attacking the demon. I said, "You got demons on you." And then her eyes did that shit. You know, it's just a situation where if you're not careful, then your attack is going to be based on something you don't understand. And if your attack is based on, and I don't know why this is happening to me. You know, you're going to have a hard time defeating those demons. You should know why it's happening to you. Look back at what you've done and correct it. So that correction is basic, simple. That correction is based on regret or turmoil inside, where you're having internal dialogue, but it's not you talking to yourself. Internal dialogue means that you're working shit out in your head. You know, you're at the job site, something comes up and it's hard, like it always at my job site. Gotta put windows in, but the wood is not letting us. We gotta cut out a certain amount, measure it, and make sure the cut's nice and neat. Well, that's good, because if you don't cut it out nice and neat, it's not gonna fit. But what's involved in, you gotta measure it. So if you're measuring people by the Bible, you can see that they got demons on them, because they'll contradict the Bible, or they'll contradict themselves. They won't even address the situation properly. All these fucking demons. And that's how you understand you're not dealing with the, people are short, coming out short. They're taking it on the chin, because all their system is based on a belief, based on wishful thinking. And wishful thinking is based like on a theta mind state. You know what that is? That's the lowest mind. That's like a child's mind state. Always talking about imaginary things, situations. Well, what if my husband was this? Well, what if my husband made $1 million? What if I deserved it? What if? Right? A man doesn't even base fucking thinking on what if. Or if you're a prophet, you have to actualize it, right? So what you do if you're a prophet, you're like, man, I want to make some money, and then you figure out why you need to make money. Okay, I need to pay these bills, that bills, and that bills, and then you go, and when you get your paycheck, you put this in order, because you have to have your house in order. A prophet is not just gonna fucking wing it. That's bullshit. Everything has to be done in order. See, I always got my sword on my phone, and it has definitions on it. And those definitions help me get great understanding. So like our homeboy Nate the Snake. He says that we don't have 100% truth. Well, when it comes to the scriptures, we do. Now, here's what happens. Like, the apostles know a lot, right? They know everything. They'll go through all the scriptures. I don't know as much as them. But if the Spirit wants me to know, a little light bulb will turn on in my fucking head, and I'll start understanding it. And it happens a lot. And then I'm like, oh shit. I think about a scripture that I read previously. And I'm like, put one and one together, and I'm like, damn, this makes sense. See, sometimes you do that, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it just happens naturally. But the point is, you have to know when you're dealing with a spiritual attack. So let's see. For you Christians, on John 3:16, read the whole world, but you don't get breakdowns of the words. So when you try to represent that word world as the actual inhabited world, and somebody shows you in the Greek, which it was translated from the Greek, because people in that area were under Greek captivity, transitioning into the Roman captivity. There was Greek-speaking people in captivity. Man, this place is a mess. So, speaking of spiritual attacks, there's bums that deal with them spirits. And sometimes you have to just let it happen, because then you have to know, okay, that's a demon on there. So you're not dealing with the people that are actualizing those attacks, is what I was trying to say. You're not actually dealing with those people. You're dealing with people that get influenced by spiritual attacks, and therefore carrying out spiritual, like it's like a spell, like a witchcraft spell. So you better be prepared. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.